Right. I need you to bear with me for a second because I've got a vent here. When we were all selected for this mission, we could submit requests for things we wanted to have on board. These requests would be evaluated on costs and necessity and whatnot. Now, the Filament Corporation were pretty accommodating on the matter, but there was one thing I requested that got denied. I wanted a dance floor. You know, one of the ones with all the colored tiles and flashing lights? Now, I know a little unreasonable, it was a long shot, but think about the morale benefits. Unsurprisingly, my request was denied. Whatever, I was fine with it. But then I get on board and find that they've given Canary an entire pool. Now I know what you're thinking. Isn't a pool just a hole in the ground? Well, you're right. It is just a hole in the ground. A hole containing 400 gallons of water. Do you know how heavy that is? Heavier than a dance floor, and you can't spill a dance floor. So, on the topic of cake, if the ship were a cake, I would start to express my concern for you about now. That is to say, you're about halfway done. Unlike a cake, though, your ultimate prize will be to clean up whatever mess marmalade and aubergine left in the bridge up here, rather than shame mixed with crippling health problems. I'd take my chances with the cake given the choice. Between the dungarees and fast food stickers, something tells me you would too. all so cooped up in here. I was never one for Vermilion's mandatory workout regime, but I could really go for a run right now. Stretch the legs, you know? I have the most relentless ache. Oh, nothing like what cryosleep did to me, though. As navigator, it was my job to check we didn't stray too far off course while we slept. I had to wake up every few months to keep us on track. This petty ache is nothing compared to what I felt during those course corrections. Never been a morning person, but that gave a whole new meaning to waking up early. You know, I've been aboard a few ships with pretty dire issues in the shower department. The Alabaster is not one of them. We've got it all. Good water pressure, dials that actually perform as advertised, and a seemingly endless supply of hot water. I'm sure you can appreciate that as a traveler yourself. I mean, your ship is pretty compact. I bet your shower is tiny. You have a shower, right? I'm going to choose to believe that you do. before we all went into cryosleep, we had to check our workstations along with our equipment and whatnot, just to make sure everything was in working order. It's not like if something was damaged, we could just order another. Pistachio wasn't interested in doing any of it. She had this special plant. I should really remember what it was called, as it quickly became the subject of daily conversation. Well, it only flowers something like every 10 years, and this particular plant, it was due to flower on our arrival. She was so excited. She spent all our prep time finding it the perfect spot and making sure it had everything it needed, so that when we arrived, it would be healthy and in full bloom. It never did flower, though. We checked the ship's footage from the flight. We hadn't missed it. It's a shame she never got to see it flower. Ever since being stuck here, I find myself staring down at the planet for hours on end. You'd think I'd get sick of it, but even now, there's just something about it I can't put my finger on. It just pulls me in. I know what you're thinking. Well, yeah, that's how gravity works. But it's more than that. I don't know. I haven't even told you about the probe yet. The amount of coffee consumed here is unfathomable. It was here that Canary would lead our morning briefings following the mandatory workout session. You know, it's interesting, all this technology, and we've never really improved on an honest cup of coffee. Sure, we have plenty of ways to make you feel less tired, all of which are far more effective than coffee. Yet, here we are, still drinking the stuff. I think it's in the ritual of it all. There's comfort in it. Let me tell you, whenever I had a coffee in my hand, there wasn't a thing Canary could say to irritate me. She knew it, too. Clever, really. Oh, Vermilion. I miss that old man. He just had this, warmth, you know? I could tell him about anything, and he would just summon wisdom like it was nothing. He was from Earth as well, which, I don't know, it's just nice. I've never been there. He actually left Earth for the first time to come on this mission. That's what all the photos are of, his life on Earth. I know Pistachio was particularly interested in a photo album of his house. She used to sit and flick through it in her downtime. He used to live on the coast next to an ocean. Can you believe that? Huh? Oh, really? Did you have to come in here? It's just such a mess. Sorry. Messy room never really bothered me. I've heard it's a sign of intelligence, but honestly, if that were true, I probably wouldn't be stuck in this damn cockpit. Oh, if only I were trapped in there. I still never finished Pocketbook Wrestlers 3. It's crossed my mind a few times while I've been up here. God knows I've got time to finish it now. Last time I played I was stuck, but I reckon I now know how to get the paperclip mask from the stationary mountain to unlock the rubber band belt. Hey, maybe when we get out of here we can play something together. We'll have a lot of time to kill getting back to civilization. I have to warn you though, I'm rather competitive. We spent weeks building the probe. Canary headed up its construction. The Lantern 2, it was called. We were all given a role to ensure its success. Mine was to plan its trajectory and pilot its descent. It felt good to work together on the probe, even if it was Canary overseeing it all. So far, all the information we'd gathered about the planet pointed to it being mostly habitable. It was exciting. We thought we were about to touch down on what could someday be humanity's next colony. Well, as per how we do things here, the probe launch did not go to plan. That's not quite accurate. The launch went fine. It was the landing that left a lot to be desired. Ugh, so empty. Almost clinical. Why is everything lined up like that? Just so you're aware, this is how everyone's bedroom looked before we moved our stuff in. Minus the fish, of course. Canary sure loved her fish. I think maybe she related to them on a personal level, you know? All cold-blooded and scaly, blank, expressionless eyes, her mouth doing that thing where it opens and closes all the time, but nothing of any value ever comes out? Nah, she was all right. What's... Oh, I don't think I want to talk about this. Not now. Maybe never. The probe was crammed with equipment. There wasn't a piece of data this thing couldn't collect. But we wanted more than that. We wanted samples. The plan was that once the probe landed on the planet's surface, it would embark from one end of this ravine to the other. Pistachio chose the location. Along its way, it would collect a variety of samples. Once it reached its destination, it would launch a capsule of the samples into orbit for us to collect. Simple, right? So, back to the launch. All was good until the probe reached the planet's atmosphere, when instead of slowing down, it started speeding up. It just kept accelerating towards the surface. We couldn't do anything about it. We were sure it was going to crash. And then it just seemed to fall straight through the ground. What's more, it kept going. We lost signal maybe a minute later. Canary says the heat from entry must have fried its telemetry or something. My guess is that it was doing its best to get away from her. Whoa. This is crazy. I've never been in here before. If Canary found out about the state of this place, she would flip a... Wait, what did he do to the bed? How did he sleep? This man is an enigma. I remember hearing about this creature on Earth, right? A farm animal? I heard they slept standing up. Maybe Aubergine was the same. He did have augmented legs. Come to think about it, I also remember hearing that a common pastime of Earthfolk was to tip over these animals while they slept. Oh, suddenly I find myself filled with regret, dreaming of what could have been. It is so cozy in here. A vanilla-scented candle would not go amiss in here, would it? I used to come here all the time. Marmalade and I, we would come sit in here for hours with the fire on and just chill, you know? I don't know if you've noticed this about me, but I'm kind of talkative. He was the opposite, the anti-Juniper, if you will. I think the time we spent together in here really helped us, or me at least, wind down and deal with being out here for so long.